sounds familiar. Pay by banking makes sense. But yeah, it's a growing new way to pay for things from your bank account without having to use your credit or debit card. Instead of typing in your card number, your expiry date, the little number on the back, you're instead redirected to your banking app to approve a transaction. It's fast, it's secure, it's becoming increasingly more common. In fact, 25 million pay by bank transactions are happening monthly. The technology has been around for a while. Open banking came around in 2018, especially across Europe. This encouragement about open banking and being able to see accounts in different banking apps. But what's changed recently is actually just the number of very mainstream retailers offering it as a payment method. It's still got a long way behind card payments. That's still our chosen payment method. There are 2 billion transactions each month, but lots of customers are leaning towards this new pay by bank method. So typically how it would work is when Rav's online on his favourite website and he's ready and he's put stuff in his bank account, in his basket, sorry. He puts it into his basket and he's ready to pay. He will be offered, so he'll put in his details like his email address and his address where he wants it to be delivered to, and then you're given your payment options. So we would typically see, pay by Visa or MasterCard, these like credit and debit card options. But there at the checkout, you would see this pay by bank option. So we've got one here. It looks just like this as a method. You can see it says Trustly here. There's lots of other versions as well. And then the website then says, you select this and it says, OK, who do you bank with? Now, you can see these are mainstream bank options. It's all the big banks are connected to this and offer it. When you pick your bank that you want to pay from in this list, it will then take you securely to your banking app in your phone. If you're doing this on the phone, if you're online or if you're not logged into your banking app, it will open up online banking. And then you will securely log in, if you're not already, to your banking app on your phone. If you use face recognition or thumbprint, it's as quickly as it pops up, you put your thumb on, and then it goes back to the shopping basket and it completes the transaction and you're done. The money leaves your account instantly. There's no card network in between. This is literally like a bank transfer, but you're not having to get the retailers banking details. It's just all linking through and doing it, pretty smoothly in the background. So firstly, from a security point of view, you're not putting your credit card or debit card details into a website. And so you're not sending that kind of data. So that means the retailer does not at all see your account numbers or your SOC codes, but obviously not seeing your credit card details. So that's one obviously big benefit that the banking industry is quite proud of with it. It can be really convenient, especially if you're logged into your banking app. I use this regularly, and the way I use it is mobile payments and mobile banking. It jumps straight in and jumps straight back out again, so it can be more convenient, especially, for example, if you've not got your cards handy. Like I don't, sometimes I have my phone and I don't always have my cards linked to payments, so you don't have to get your cards out and to type it in because you're just jumping from app to app and the system does it for you. And it's pretty much instant, so if you're using a credit card, you might have to pay that off later. It might help you with budgeting because it's going out immediately. The other thing it's really interesting for is small businesses, because credit card and debit card processing fees are they're fairly high for a small business. Yeah. They are more than double the cost of pay by bank for a business. Yeah. So what we're starting to see is, across a huge network of shops and online websites, that's going to add up for a retailer. And I think that's why we're seeing more businesses lean towards offering this method of payment, because it's costing them a lot less in the background to offer.
I'm glad to hear you saying it's more secure, because I've done this, and when you listen to you guys particularly talking about scams, I've become sort of almost paranoid about being scammed all the time now. And then suddenly you're logging into your own bank and you think, oh, the security of that doesn't sit easily with me.
It doesn't, and I think that what you have to think through is, firstly, you need to be on a website that you've gone to, and this is something that Rav and the team often talk about with scams, which is if you've been sent a link or a payment link, you should always be wary. You should be checking the website it's on. But if you've gone to your TikTok website and you know your favourite website and you go to it all the time, I'm rolling with it. I'm sorry, Geth. Sorry, Rav. Thanks. But he's chosen to go to that website. He's familiar with it, and then at checkout you have these payment processing providers. I think it's payment instant processing providers. They're regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, and you can check them. So if you think about it, you've gone to that website, you've seen, you've chosen to buy those things, you've seen the payment method, and then you're already logged into your banking app. So you're not giving details and you're not entering back in. Once you walk through it, it's so easy, but I can imagine that it would, be of some
every
concern.
single person sort of screwed their face up a little bit whenever you were talking us through how to do it. You know, everyone's looking for...
What happens is Rav buys them, he washes them, then I wear them.
That explains a lot.
Just with Oscar's concern there, is there anything else to be aware of with this then before everyone goes gung-ho for it, pay by bank?
Absolutely. So whilst it is deemed a more secure method than handing over card details, there are benefits to paying with card or credit card or debit card. Firstly, with a credit card, you get your Section 75 protection, so that the credit card supplier is equally responsible for if that, if the company goes bust or if there's fraud involved. Secondly, refunds can be a bit trickier because you also don't have the benefit of chargeback. So debit card and credit cards have chargeback. So if you don't get what you received or if it's faulty, you still have your rights under consumer law, but it's a bit trickier to get your money back. And so I think if you are thinking about making a big purchase, have a look at the right method for you. You might feel it's better to use a credit or debit card than it is to pay by bank. But for small day-to-day transactions, and if you're more comfortable for it, and in the future, I do think that they might offer incentives to use this because it's cheaper for the retailer. It's worth keeping an eye on.